This is Pete once again from PA Labs, and this is the next video in ClassBuilder. And what I want to discuss and talk about in this video are types. Types are one of the three components that ClassBuilder builds for you. And personally, I came out of the C# world for years and years, and we used very, very heavily enumerated lists. So that's what these types are. Whenever you have a list of items that somebody has to pick from, um, you need to create a list or a combo box, or maybe it's actually a list view or something to that effect. And you can either store this data in a database, or you can store it as enumerated lists and treat it as if it is a database. And that is the approach that ClassBuilder takes. So let's go ahead and launch ClassBuilder on our some new project here. Tools, ClassBuilder. So now we're all linked back in. Comes up like a champ. So we have classes and we have types. So what we're going to do is create a type. And let's say recently I built a conquest game, a space game. And I had a component type, okay? Let's see. component type. Okay. When you're building ships, ships have lots of components. So we can say engines. We can add a bridge, right? We can, let's see, life support. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and capitalize the S. Whoops. Let's see. Life support. We can have cruise quarters. Whoops. Cruise quarters. Okay. And so on and so on. We have, oh, let's throw a couple more in. Armor. Your ship has armor. Your ship has weapons. Okay. Okay. Now, this list can go on for quite a ways because we had colony modules and cargo and shields and miscellaneous, and then we have sensors. We had ship capture. We had weapons control, computers, all manner of stuff. I don't know. It ended up being close to 20 different types of components that go into a ship, but it's a distinct list. It's not a list that gets added to. A component is of a type. So what this is doing is assigning a value to a type. Now, there are some requirements here, namely that you cannot have spaces in your code. You can use underscores. You cannot have dashes. What this is going to build is an enumerated list. So you can have a starting value of 0, or we can change the starting value to 1. And then when we save this, here's our list. It goes 1 to 6. That's fine. You can do 0 to 5 if you want. No big deal. And there's our enumerated list. So we're all ready to generate the code and save it to our project. But I want to pause real quick right here, and let's go look at our project structure. because this is some new project, and where we left that off was that this is on a custom uh, folder structure, right? So let's jump over here and we can confirm that. And sure enough, there's no folders, there's no nothing. All we have is a root project. So what I want to do is make sure, because this all is all tied together, let's make sure that our destination structure that we're using for this project is my structure. Now, there's no limit to how many structures you can have, but remember, Windows is Windows. He's going to be upset if you try to put something in a folder that the folder doesn't exist. So here we only have the root folder. So let's make sure we've got him saved. And now we're ready to generate our code. And there is our code. It comes up here in this little lovely window. See, we can make it bigger if you want. And you can just kind of review the code, see it's all cool. And I'm going to go ahead and export it. Okay, export is complete. He gives you the file number, and it's been created. So we can shut this down. Now let's jump over to our project again, project folder structure. And lo and behold, here's our component type. Let's go ahead and bring it up in the IDE. We can right click it, add it to the project, and now we have it in the project. Now I'm going to go ahead and paste this code in real quick. This does the include of the component type. And I also wanted to do a couple other little minor things. So one of the reasons I love using modules so much is that it makes your code very English ish. It makes it basically self-documenting instead of having engines have a value of 1 and life support a value of 2 and whatever. And then in your code, you're saying, okay, if this component type is 1 or 2, and you have no idea what 1 and 2 actually are. Here we've turned those numbers into the English. It's a component type, that's its module. And the component type itself that we're checking is if it's engines. The actual value is totally irrelevant to us. All we want to make sure is that we're playing with engines. All right. So that's the beauty of that. Now, one of the other cool things about ClassBuilder and why our configuration, I'm going to jump back to configuration and say, I'm using WinMerge, remember? So if we have changes, let's come in here and let's go edit our file. And what do you say we go ahead and add another component type in here? Let's come in here and say, let's see, construction. Struction. Okay, so we add construction and maybe we add sensors to our ships, right? Those are additional components that we're adding to the ship list of possible components. So we've done our code on those. And now we want to regenerate our class. Okay, so we're going to click export. And now it comes up and says, hey, you already got this file. Would you like to use the compare utility? And we'll say yes. And that'll launch whatever compare utility you have. And if you want, you can scroll through and look at where the changes are. And you can just merge them, hit save and close, and you're done. You have just merged the two files together. We'll come back to the app. Let's go ahead and close this. He says we got to reload it because it changed. And there's all our new stuff added in magically for us. So that is a good example of components. And I think that's going to be all I'm going to add to this video.